Okay. Hello. Hola, mi gente. I want to talk about something real quick. I was watching something on TV the other day. It was a review of the singer Bobby Brown's new TV show. Uh, we all know that some men abuse women. It could be verbal or physical. Domestic abuse, they call it. But we don't always talk about or hear about the women that abuse men in relationships. And I want to talk a little bit about that today, because it's something that's not always talked about, but we know it exists. Bobby Brown's new show, his wife's name is Alicia, I think. That's what they call her, Alicia. Well, in this review that I've seen of this show, she is constantly talking about Bobby Brown's weight or his yawning, or it could be anything that's going on with him. She's bringing it up. She's talking about it in a negative way. But then followed by, oh, I'm doing this because I love you. Or I'm doing this because I want to help you. This is constant though, like throughout the whole show, she's saying these different things to him. Now, men may not always catch on to this, or maybe don't always recognize it as verbal abuse. But it is. This is exactly what it is. And a lot of men take it just like Bobby Brown takes it. Never really responds to it at all in a negative. Some people say on the show Bobby Brown don't look like that person he used to look years back, like when he was with Whitney or before he got with Whitney. He had this sense of being, this aura to himself. Some people call it happy-go-lucky, very playful, very friendly, very confident. Some may say since he got with his wife Alicia that all went away. Some people may say that it went away after all the tragedies that he had in his life, the passing away of his children, his ex-wife, his mother. But I just want to go over the definition of verbal abuse real quick while I'm talking to you, so we can get a clear understanding of what verbal abuse is. Verbal abuse is a type of psychological, mental abuse that involves the use of oral, gestured, or written language directed to a victim. Verbal abuse can include the act of harassing, labeling, insulting, scolding, rebuking, or excessive yelling towards an individual. Rebuking is like expressing sharp disapproval to a person. I just wanted to say that so some people can be clear of exactly what verbal abuse is. And a lot of times in these relationships that men have with women, they may not always recognize this because it's constant yelling, it's constant putting down, it's constant name calling, or maybe name calling, insults, need to be right, as a wise man once said. But getting back to this TV show that Bobby Brown was in, you can see that when his wife says these things to him, he takes it. You don't really see or hear anything from him back towards her. Does that mean that it's okay, all the things that she is saying to him? No, of course it's not okay. But a lot of people really put weight on domestic abuse, physical abuse, but verbal abuse can be just as damaging, and it can cut a lot deeper mentally, while physical abuse can harm the outside, and of course your mental too. Verbal abuse, I think, is a lot more damaging because it goes deeper. Some people say words have power. They really do. They will eventually get to you. This makes me wonder, a lot of people that are going through these things in relationships, they always focus on the man, but a lot of women abuse as well with verbal abuse. In this review of the show, his wife is constantly saying things to him in a negative, or to the point where she's even bringing their children into this. It just struck a nerve in me. Usually I'm going to talk about things that I feel deeply passionate about, like I said before in past videos. And I felt that I had to talk about this because it was so in your face, the verbal abuse. Shouldn't say verbal abuse, it's exactly what it is. But it was so in your face that a lot of people commented on it. It just makes me wonder how many more men are suffering in silence, or may not even know that this is what it is. All the yelling and the insults that they constantly get from their girlfriends, spouses, wives, whatever you want to call it, not knowing that is verbal abuse. It's abuse. Not really knowing that it's a real thing. They're not just angry about something or have an attitude. No, it's verbal abuse. And verbal abuse is kind of like a need to control, to control. Well, I'm not going to talk about this too long. I just had to come on and talk about this thing, this situation, real quick. Because you have to understand and take note of what's going on. You may not think that it's affecting you, but it is. It's slowly chipping away at, at you mentally. And if you're going through this, men, women, whoever, deal with it, stop it, or get yourself out of that situation, because it will kill you slowly, mentally. If you have any comments, feel free to talk about it, or like the video if you like what I'm saying, if it rings true to you. I'll be talking about more topics, situations as we go on, but for now, that's it. I will see you later. Take care. Adios.